The other night, right near the end of my Game 4 recap video, I almost had it. I was almost there. I almost had the perfect take about the series and where everyone stood. I said I'm not really going to worry about the guys that are making $2 million, $3 million, $4 million. I want to see better results out of the guys that are making 7, 8, 8.5, 9. That's you, Patrick Laine. But really, that's not it. I think if you're going to be critical of the Montreal Canadiens this series, it's not about how well they're doing. It's how well of a job they are doing shutting down the Tampa team and playing in response to Tampa. So, is there a silver bullet in this series for the Canadiens? Let's talk about it. Oh, it feels so weird. I had a weird day at work. I think there's a virus going through our house. My daughter's been sick and she continues to be like sleepy and like not herself. And now I'm not feeling that good. I'm waking up in the morning feeling pretty crusty, but I come to life at night when the game is on. And I've been watching every series. It's extremely entertaining hockey right now. Edmonton is on the verge with their backs up against the wall. Connor McDavid is a game time decision tonight. It's going to be symbolic no matter what happens if Connor McDavid doesn't play tonight. That Edmonton team is the victim of poor management and maybe further to that, poor decision making. I'll tell you what wasn't a poor decision is starting this channel. Thank you guys so much for all your love and support. I saw somebody today that recognized me out in public. It's been happening more and more. I guess that's what happens when you have, close to 25,000 subscribers. Close to 24,000, I should say. I'm rounding up a little bit, but can you help me get to 24,000 subscribers? Are you a subscriber currently? Don't worry about it. If you're already subscribed, you can hit the like button or hype the video or send this video to your best friend. So if you were paying attention during my cold open, you might know what I'm going to be talking about first. And if you weren't paying attention, hey, Jonathan, wake up. I see you. Wake up. Hey. Brandon Hagel. Hagel has 6 goals this series. The rest of the Tampa team, 5 combined. The whole team, 5. He's +6 in the series. He's been on the ice for 1 goal against. That's not just a hot streak. That's a problem that Montreal needs to solve. In fact, if I was a less creative person, I probably would have called this video, "We have to talk about Brandon Hagel." And if you watch Brandon Hagel's goals, it's not a surprise that he has 6 of them. He's on the ice when Montreal gets caught with their pants down. Turnovers in transition, broken plays at the blue line, Montreal getting caught when they're trying to force offense. Hagel is ready for all of those situations and he jumps at them. So I think step 1 for Montreal, it's not a trick. It's something simple, but it's not easy. They need to shut down Brandon Hagel when he's on the ice. Stop playing risky, be very alert. No east and west at the blue line. No behind the back passes to move the play into transition. Don't feed him. Any MOBA players out there, don't feed him. You know what I mean? Don't give him chances. So step 2, did I say that Hagel was step 1? Step 2, the Suzuki line. This is a big one. They're the top line. They're supposed to be very productive. And in terms of controlling the game, outside of game 1, where they just capitalized on power plays, and not they, Slavkovsky was the one that scored 3 times, they have been ineffective. They're not playing bad, they're just getting neutralized. And the reason is completely because of the matchups. John Cooper has made it his mission to put the Cirelli line out when the Suzuki line is out. I've always liked Anthony Cirelli, and after this series, my respect for him is going to grow. I've said that I don't know if he was a great candidate for Team Canada, but watching him do what he does to this line, this one of the best lines in the NHL this season, it's definitely inspiring in me a different respect for just how effective Anthony Cirelli can be. So they're seeing a lot of Cirelli, Hagel, sometimes Kucherov, Cernak, McDonough. And for Suzuki and Slav, that is a nightmare matchup. Not even talking about Caulfield, who needs to be fed opportunities. Slav gets in the zone. He is able usually to pick up the puck but it's finding a connection from there. It usually gets broken up. There's no space. There's no time for clean entries either. So when the first line has been effective this series, it's either that they're not facing the Cirelli line, they're entering because it's a one and done rush chance. You're just not seeing a whole lot of sustained pressure. So what does Montreal need to do in order to be effective? Well, I think that they need to play the Suzuki line in combination with another line that is producing stronger 5-on-5. Or maybe a line that hasn't been producing stronger 5-on-5, but has the ability to, they just haven't found it yet this series. And I think that that is the second line. Demidov, Kaiden, Newhook. They're back together, but they haven't been able to find their identity. They're getting shut down in the same way that Suzuki, Caulfield, and Slav are. This line has to become a problem for Tampa. If John Cooper thinks that every time Suzuki steps on the ice, all he has to do is throw out Cirelli and neutralize that line, well, then what would his solution be if, the Newhook, Demidov, and Kapanen line started producing? Or do you break that lineup, break the first lineup, put Slavkovsky back down on that line to inject that offense that they were seeing when Slav was on the second line? John Cooper hasn't been scared to mix up the lines. Why should Martin St. Louis restrict himself to the lineups that he makes at the start of the game? Have Suzuki and Slav rotate up and down a couple of times, mix it up, keep them guessing a little. Cirelli has a super easy time shutting down Suzuki, Caulfield, and Doc. Well, what happens next when Slavkovsky jumps on that second line and pulls off like a hybrid winger center role, pushes a play where Demidov is jumping in and doing his thing? I think that something like that is how you break up the matchup system. Next, something that Martin St. Louis seems to be trying to make a conscious effort at doing is targeting Tampa's weakest line. We've seen Gord, Paul, and Girgensons step on the ice and the Suzuki line come out, but then Cirelli's line come right back on. That Gord, Paul, and Girgensons line, they're not producing much offensively or defensively. Their goals against and their goals for are pretty abysmal. This is where Montreal needs to feast, and I mean actively hunt this matchup. Beat this line to a pulp, force them into defensive zone faceoffs. That's where you can sustain zone time. That's where you can get your change in. That's where you can attack and corner them. Now, I want to talk about Hutson and Guhle. Hutson and Guhle are producing offensively, but they're giving it right back. They're a high event pairing, which is fine if you use them properly. Right now, they're being thrown into a lot of tough situations, but I think that's in large part to John Cooper targeting them specifically. I don't necessarily think that they should be sheltered more because I think that they are pairing with the better defensive lines and kind of preferred matchups, but I think that they need to work in unison with their forward partners. If they do gain offensive zone time, maybe, that's another opportunity to do a partial change. And if you see Hagel and Cirelli touch the ice, predict the play turning around perhaps, and then shelter them in that way. And then finally, maybe the biggest problem of all, Andrei Vasilevskiy. He's unbelievable. Hall of Famer goalie, right? And although Montreal, I believe, are getting better this series, they are making his life way too easy. He's still getting too many clean looks. He's still getting too many clear sight lines. He's not experiencing enough chaos. And you're not going to beat Vasilevskiy like that. You're not going to beat him on the first chance. You have to look for a rebound, or there has to be big traffic in front, somebody tipping. Put some more deflections on him. Mix it up in front of the net. There's a lot of stuff going on in front of Dobesh. Why can't there be more stuff happening in front of Vasilevskiy? Montreal is a quality shots team, but in the games where they put a lot of shots on the net, I didn't mind how Vasilevskiy had to react. So I think that when at all possible, no perimeter shots, unless you're looking for a deflection or a tip in front. And if you're given any space, take the space and maybe last second, dish it to a teammate. Because I think with Vasilevskiy, if he can see it, he's stopping it. Those are a couple of things off the top of my head that I think that the Canadiens could do. Another thing would be to get Noah Dobson back. I think that that would be somewhat of an X factor for them. He practiced with the team today. It looks like it's his hand, definitely his hand. He's a little ginger with his shooting, and they didn't give us much. We were promised an update. It didn't happen. we'll have to wait and see, and hopefully there's more news tomorrow. That's going to do it for me. I'm going to edit this video, play some Arc Raiders, and then probably hit the bed. Hope you're doing all right. It's been super busy for me. I hope it slows down a little bit. Still working on my kitchen. I have a bunch of cabinets painted and the hardware installed, but still quite a bit to go. And I think that we're going to just paint the entire kitchen. So that's a pretty big job. So take care of yourselves. Have a great night. And you guys know what to do. Like the video, helps me out with search results, maybe. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. I'd love to have you. And as always, I will see you down in the comments.